Hello and welcome to episode 184 of El Cholo Number One's favorite podcast, Whammy Award-winning Fedcast, the Fox News of the IWC, coming to you from inside the Fed Zone. My name is Stephen, with me as always,
Justin,
and we're here to talk to you about the wacky world of wrestling for the week of April 18th, 2016.
Yes, and unfortunately, we
Yeah.
have 2 weeks without the reggaeton air horns, because of course we've lost another member of the wrestling community.
Yes.
This one was a lot more tragic than last week's because it's such a young age. Balls Mahoney.
Yes.
Jonathan Reckner. Better known as Balls Mahoney.
Yep.
Obviously ECW original.
Which is how I definitely remember him. His name was Balls Mahoney. Like
You don't forget a name like Balls
you
Mahoney.
don't. And he was definitely a mainstay of ECW and definitely a face of it as well. I remember him fairly clearly. Yeah.
Unfortunately, he passed away last Tuesday.
Yes.
As we were recording it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Last week's episode, we unfortunately lost somebody else. According to what I can find out, he was literally in his home.
Yeah.
From what I can see, watching Jeopardy.
Yeah.
And just answering trivia questions like you do when you... And then
We've all done it.
apparently just laid down to get more comfortable, and
That was all she wrote.
and that was it.
Yeah.
CPR was administered and just non-responsive, and I guess no report has been...
No, there hasn't been anything. I mean, it's been about a week now.
Or aneurysm or something.
Yeah, but there's been no talk so far. But yeah, I mean, ECW original, although I hate that term.
Yeah.
Tag teams he feuded with the Dudleys, and that's a thing, right? Like
back when the Dudleys were the Dudleys.
Exactly,
They had the Dudley Boys.
Yeah.
Him and the Hardcore Chair Swinging Freaks, his partner Axel Rotten, who unfortunately has also passed away just a few months ago in February.
Yeah.
Oddly enough and eerily enough, both at 44.
That's that'll haunt you.
But Balls Mahoney, of course, his whole mainstay was ECW back in the day, and then when ECW was a thing, he came back.
He came in, did his whole run. He did a couple of the one night stands as well, and became like a kind of a figurehead in the WWE ECW, if I remember correctly.
He was.
Yeah.
Because he was one of the only guys that came back for it, and was okay enough to do it.
Yeah, he's not like
physically he
and
can
all
do
that
it,
kind of stuff.
you know what I mean? And he looked good. He
did, yeah.
I think he lost some weight.
Yeah, he actually looked in really good shape. He looked like, he was in ring shape, and I believe he did have matches. I don't remember specifically because, no offense, I didn't really enjoy WWE ECW.
I don't think anybody did.
I do remember him being there quite a bit, and seeing his face pop up as like they were just, he kind of became a butt of a joke, but not in a bad way. Like, I don't remember.
Well, he was the lovable favorite.
He was.
When your name's Balls Mahoney and your whole deal is swinging chairs,
that's the thing, right?
You become a favorite.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, try and say the name Balls Mahoney without smiling a little. You know what I mean? It's a great name.
He came out to big balls from ACDC.
He did, yeah.
So,
that was good stuff, and that definitely fit the ECW attitude, so it was awesome.
So, unfortunately, that makes 2 weeks. Let's try not to make it a third.
Can we stop this now?
But of course, always, our thoughts and prayers are with his family and his friends, and Tommy Dreamer and the rest of the ECW originals who are obviously... it probably hit them like a punch in the gut.
I mean, I'm sure they're beside themselves now.
Like I said, horrible. First Axel a few months ago, now Balls. Jeez.
It's enough, man.
It's a lot.
Just give it up. We're done here. We don't need any more.
Yeah, so, of course, Godspeed Balls Mahoney. Now, we're gonna, like last week, we're gonna awkwardly transition to
the comedy.
To the fun part of the show, I guess. I'd like to say it's gonna be short, but with us, it's never
It's never short. We'll find something to complain about. In case you can't tell my voice, I'm still sick. So, I don't know what's gonna come out of my mouth. A lot of that coughing. That coughing will happen. The cough will be around for a little while. I do smoke, as I mentioned before, so coughing.
It's always smart when you have a cold.
Hey, nobody ever said when you start smoking you're a genius. You know what I mean? So yeah, we're not smart. So
well, if you listen in Italian, Titus O'Neill.
I have not seen that. I hate watching those videos, man, because I'm just I literally look at them and go, you know what, you're right.
You're absolutely right.
And then I'm going to get up and go have a cigarette, because I know they're right. I'm not, that's the thing. that I've never understood, this has nothing to do with anything, but the thing I've never understood about the smoking ones, they point out the obvious.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, motherfucker, you don't think I figured that out? And they're like, oh, this is going to kill you. No shit. I didn't think it was good for me.
Yeah.
You know, no one, I'm not looking at it going, you know, just looking at the pack going, wait, what do you mean? This is going to have a negative effect on me? Trust me, I know. It has had negative effects
I'm well
on
aware,
me.
Natalia Neidhart.
Yeah. Natalia, you ain't telling me shit I don't know. You too, Titus.
We'll get to her later.
Yes.
But first we land in the land of TNA. As they study it, get along as they're getting along. I mean, oof.
I mean, do we want to talk about the...
Didn't they lose their offices in Nashville?
Yeah. I was going to say, did we want to talk about the fact that they're kind of fucked? Again? Like, and they have a TV deal and they're still fucked?
Phoenix might be the man of 1,000 lives, but TNA might be the company of 1,001 lives.
Yeah, but I think they might have hit their final wall because...
How many times?
Yeah.
How many times
But this is the first time. But this is the first time where they're just like, literally, like, the reports are like, Dixie Carter's about to lose all of her shares in the company. Like, she's almost fucked. Like, the whole thing is, like, they're almost done. Like, the doors are almost shut. And... You know, a lot of these, a lot of the originals are leaving because they're not getting paid.
They can see the writing on the wall.
Yeah.
Do you think Vince is just waiting for, like...
Absolutely.
That tape library to be at its cheapest, just so he can swoop in and buy it for a couple $100,000?
I will tell you this. They've actually said the words TNA on WWE product now. They've said it. They never used to, but they did. I recently picked up the... Because when you're walking under Walmart, why the fuck else wouldn't you? I picked up 2 WWE DVDs. I picked up the NXT Best Matches and the Dudley Boys one.
Oh, you have the Dudley Boys? I got to borrow that. How is that? Is
DVD, unfortunately, but they don't have Blu-rays.
You can't find the Blu-rays.
No, you can't.
So
Blu-rays are almost impossible to find at this point. It's good. The documentary is actually really good. They do a nice little transition between.
And do they mention TNA?
Yes,
they kind of have to.
They say TNA. Yeah, they actually say the phrase. Like, yeah, we went to. They at first. When they were talking about it, they were like, oh, yeah, well, they went off to somewhere else. And then I think it was Bubba that's just like, yeah, so we were in TNA, and, we were there for 10 years, and, like, there's no way to do a Dudley Boys DVD without mentioning it. So,
didn't they make a Sting DVD without mentioning TNA?
I don't think they can.
They did.
Did they?
It was a documentary.
I haven't even seen it. Have they?
What was it, Sting Into the Light or whatever? It's a documentary.
And they don't mention TNA.
I think it was one of those deals where he went into obscurity for 10 years and then he came back.
That is fucked up.
They've done it before with people.
Yeah, but that was the thing. That's what makes me go, okay, maybe they are waiting for him to circle the drain now because they mentioned TNA this time.
In a world where you have AJ.
Yeah?
In a world where you have Joe.
Yeah.
In a world where you have Austin Aries. In a world where you might get Bobby Roode, might get Eric Young. Who knows? These guys somewhere down the line. Eventually, these guys are going to
say it.
These guys are going to amass a career big enough to warrant a DVD release or Blu-ray release, and you will have to say, you know, with a guy like TNA. Joe and a guy like Austin and a guy like AJ,
Austin and AJ, you have to mention TNA because that's where they made their career.
Because that's where AJ started.
Yeah, like AJ...
Like Joe, you can maybe say ROH.
No, you can't.
Because they say ROH, but then you've eventually got to go to...
You can't. Like, that's the thing.
TNA.
Okay, though, then if it's the way you're looking at it, here's Samoa Joe's DVD. He was started in Ring of Honor. He did really, really well. Champion, all that fun stuff. He was gone for like 20 years. Then he showed up at NXT. I just told you his entire documentary in 3 minutes.
You can say Japan, you can say
I know the way that they go around it, but there's no way to mention his... Same with AJ, you can't.
But you also want to buy the library so you can then put TNA matches on the DVD.
Well, that's the other thing. Like, I guarantee you they are. Because, I mean, first of all, there's probably a lot of wrestlers there that they want. You know, I'm sure they want the Hardys back, which probably not hard to do. Hey, money. You know, like Anderson don't work for them anymore. They probably want Mike Bennett, in all honesty.
You know, and we've all said that, you know, Derek Bateman, a.k.a. EC3, didn't leave on the worst of terms.
No,
and he's made a name for himself ever since he's left, so he can come back, bring that character with him.
Guarantee you, that would definitely work. I mean,
but, like I said, we've said it before, we'll probably say it 1,000 more times.
They're gonna, I mean, that's the thing.
These guys are roaches.
Here's the thing,
you cannot kill them.
Like, fucking Dixie Carter may lose her entire share in the company. doesn't mean the company's going to go away. It just means Dixie is.
Someone might buy... Billy Corgan might buy all the shares.
He might. He can afford it. He's got money, it's entirely possible he could.
He doesn't have Bob Carter money, but he's got enough money to keep the doors open and the lights on.
He's got 90s rock star money, he can probably, and the guy has run a wrestling promotion, so it's not like, he's coming out of left field here. He does kind of know what he's doing. Yeah. So,
we'll
maybe,
see. But getting to the actual Impact Wrestling episode.
Why bother? What we said was much more entertaining.
Matt and Jeff start back and forth. We've seen it before.
Yeah, if you can't tell, I was not a big fan of this episode.
Really?
Yeah.
It was centered around the Hardy Boys.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's the way they're presenting it is really just irking me. Is it
because the Matt and Jeff storyline in WWE was a lot better?
Well, yeah. I mean, that usually goes without saying in a lot of cases.
Because they've rung this bell
they've
before.
done it.
They had a match at WrestleMania.
Yeah, they've done this better. Mistaken. They've done this better in the past, and just a lot of the decisions they made were a little weird. I'll point it out as we go along.
Mm-hmm. So there's a promo in the ring. They go back and forth. How Matt says, you can change your name. I don't want you to be Jeff Hardy anymore. You can be the Creature, the Enigma, or the Willow. Be something else. Just don't be a Hardy.
Wonder where this is going.
And Jeff's like, I'll never stop being a Hardy. They chant Hardy for a reason, and it's because of me. And
you look funny.
Yelling at the that's one to talk.
Yeah, I know.
Jeff's not allowed to say anyway. It looks funny.
I would love if he did that. It's like, you look funny. And then the entire ring stops and goes, what?
Seriously?
Dude, really?
So they say they're going to have a match next week.
Yeah.
But for tonight, there's going to be a tag team match at the end. Matt's got Tyrus. Yeah. Jeff will find someone. If Matt wins, it's an I Quit match. If Jeff wins, it's Full Metal Mayhem!
Strike number one was when he said that.
Well, that's how he says it every time.
I know, and he needs to stop.
Yeah.
You need to stop giving Jeff Hardy a microphone.
Pretty much.
It's not that hard to do. Just every time he has a microphone in his hand, just slap it out and go, no!
Spray him with a water bottle.
Just something.
No. Yeah. First match.
Yeah.
Tag team. Title match. Four-way match.
Yep.
Beer money. EY and Bram. Romans. And the Decay.
Yep.
A little busy.
Extremely busy.
A little quick.
Extremely quick.
Beer money wins.
We're still ringing that bell.
Well, eventually they'll lose.
I mean,
because
they gotta
one
lose.
of them isn't around.
Like I'm looking at the watch, going, okay, one of you motherfuckers got to lose this
because
soon.
of the nature of the beast, and we know what's going on.
This is the
every
problem.
week we're just wondering, so this is the week where they lose.
Oddly enough, though, it's still keeping it somewhat interesting because again, we're not reading the spoilers, so we're still going. Anyone can win because. He's got to lose it at some point, so you're still looking at every match going, this is probably the one that they lose
know
it.
The week.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Matt and Jeff in the back again.
Here's the problem. 2 segments now.
Face to face, yeah.
Like, didn't we say...
And in the backstage, all they said was what they said in the ring.
Yeah, like, didn't we ring this bell? We said it already in the beginning of the show. We did it all. Now we just need to... I mean, what they're supposed to do, not that I'm trying to tell them their business, but somebody should... Now you cut to individual shots of them training, getting ready, talking to whomever.
Yeah.
Not face-to-face bullshit.
Yeah.
You know?
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Knockouts promo.
Oh, I don't care.
They want to run...
This is fucking retarded.
The division, but also be a wrestler?
Here's my other strike.
Like Maria
makes sense, yes.
Maria just wants to run the division. She doesn't want to wrestle. But now all the other knockouts are like, no, I want to run the division. Well, what would that mean? You're commissioner and... Like you're a player coach at that point? Like,
apparently, which is why I'm...
if they were all feuding for the belt.
Yeah.
And then the belt come with the power.
That would be fine. But no, the whole point of this is just for who's in control of the division. And I'm looking at it going, isn't management supposed to be doing this?
Yeah, because you can't you can't own the division and book matches.
No.
Like, that should be... I would assume Dixie Carter and Billy Corgan's job, but then again, those two aren't exactly around all that much.
No, but at the same time, like that's what they're saying, constantly going TNA management, as if it's anyone other than Dixie and Billy. But kayfabe is fun. But like, why the fuck do the Divas get their own? Sorry, Knockouts. Why am I even saying Divas? WWE smartened up and retired that. The Knockouts. Why are they getting their own fucking general manager? And then who's the guy's general manager?
They've had their own general manager before. Tracy Brooks, I think, ran it once.
I believe, yeah.
Brooke Hogan was in charge for a while.
Well, I mean, if they're going to do this whole thing and it's going to be like a completely separate division like they did before, they need their own fucking referee again.
Like when Terrell was doing... Yeah.
Like, this is... And then at one point in time it was ODB, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So, if you're not going to treat this as a fully separate division, other than their gender,